Welcome to Solitude and Existence, an oral presentation of a project proposal for an MA in photography at Falmouth University. I'm alone when I see things. I struggle to understand the meaning of my existence. To help me verify what I see and explain to me what my life is about, photography promises me a lot. It presents me with a mechanically captured piece of evidence of what I saw and a form of validation. Gives me a form of confirmation that I exist and the promise of some explanation of the meaning of that existence. Ever since I picked up and fell in love with my Instamatic camera back in 1967, I have had an urge to take photographs. I knew I got satisfaction from taking pictures and continually strove to improve my skill. I wanted to produce better photographs. The better for me was a combination of feeling inside myself that my images were saying more and validation by the judgment of others I respected for what they could do. There are many facets to solitude and existence. Solitude ranges from the discomfort of loneliness to the comfort of time alone for reflection. We both struggle to make meaning of our existence and enjoy the many wonders we experience within our being. Photographs offer to help with the challenges we face and remind us of what is amazing about being alive. A picture of these reeds as a balanced composition with soft colours as a background has a calming effect on most people and shifts them to thoughts of a place they would like to be. After a 30-year career in the oil industry, I've spent the last 10 years being deeply curious about awareness, being present in the moment and understanding how we as human beings make decisions. Over 18 months on the Cleveland Gestalt Institute's international program, I studied these ideas and worked with communities in Ireland, Singapore, South Africa, Holland and Portugal. With my classmates here, we went deeply into what is going on in any moment. We discovered there is so much to see that we so often ignore. We explored the efforts of human beings to achieve homeostasis through meaning making and adjusting variables in their existence. We found if you look, then there is a lot more to see than is at first apparent. It was a life-changing experience that has armed me with a way of looking that I bring to my photography. It also makes me curious about what is going on inside me that drives me to take photographs. I obtained a Master's in Cognitive and Decision Sciences at Birkbeck and UCL in London in 2010. My thesis covered why two people like these here, given the same information, make different decisions. Our worldview is formed by our own unique experiences, and every individual worldview is unique. Nobody else has lived your life, my life, or that life. My experience of photography is different to yours, but there will be some overlapping themes. It was estimated that the total number of photographs stored was expected to grow from 3.2 trillion in 2015 to 4.7 trillion in 2017. We all know that the majority of those images taken and stored will never be looked at again. What is driving us? What need is being met? Is it the evidence we are capturing forever, a moment of reality? Does it help to explain to us who we are? In this image, the lady in the red scarf takes an image of herself, while the crowd behind her are all interested in something else. In the foreground, others are lost in their own solitary thoughts, making meaning of their individual existence. Solitude and existence have long been of interest to photographers. Diane Arbus took a photograph of the backwards man in his hotel room, a man alone facing one way with his feet facing the other way. I can't look at this without feeling for this man in his solitude and troubled meaning that he makes of his life. I am projecting onto him, but that is what photographs do. Nicholas Nixon took a photograph of Tom Moran. Tom was dying of AIDS. It is a harrowing picture that sets my mind racing with what it must be like for Tom at the moment this photograph was taken. There is dignity in this image and on some level of fear within me that I do not want something like this to happen to me. Noel Clegg's representation of solitude works powerfully for me. This image forms a strong link between me and the tree within the image. It represents something about my own loneliness, whilst at the same time offering beauty and a strength present within solitude. The tree is all alone, but is strong, upright, and reaching out to the world around it. Rohan Riley's spirit similarly uses minimalist representation to turn my mind to the vastness of the universe around us and our solitude within it. I like the presence of solitude and reaching out for connection in these people patterns by Martin Parr in Beach Therapy. I haven't yet taken any of the photographs for this project. I plan to take traditional shots of people and landscapes. I also intend to use fine art representations in the style of Rohan Riley and Noel Clegg. I wish also to explore new methods of expressing the difficulty of pinning down what solitude and existence is all about. The double exposure photographs photographers like Mohammed Farid is something I want to try. This image says so much about the many states we can be in any one moment of our existence. Exploring which is the most powerful way to express what I discover will be one of the pleasures of pursuing this project. 20 years ago, I quit photography as a major interest. I felt my work was not good enough and I did not have the time to make it as good as I wanted it to be. I had a busy career, a wife, and 3 children. Played squash, walked, and enjoyed watching football, cooking, and entertaining. 2 years ago, I noticed I couldn't stop taking photographs with my iPhone. The fire to click grew within me again. I decided to have another go at exploring this urge. I almost stopped straight away as I was confronted by how much of the workflow had now moved to editing software. I like getting out with my camera and still have the DNA of 12, 24, or 36 exposures. But I stuck with it. I took a 12-module diploma with the Photography Institute to immerse myself in the new technology and techniques. I went to Andalusia with a group of experienced photographers. I studied light and composition. I learnt that timing is everything, lighting is everything, composition is everything, but get them all right and magic happens. I went to Tuscany, getting up early with hundreds of other keen photographers to capture the famous spots in my own way. Even if I did not get the shot I hoped for, the activity of taking them took me to places I loved being and gave me a rich experience of being present and aware. It made me feel privileged to be alive and was a helpful step along my current journey through life. I was excited when I noticed each photographer chose different perspectives, different gear, different times of day, and all had their own compositions. At the end of the day, there was such an amazing range of different images, all of the same place. It feels like the images I have been motivated to produce are a way of me addressing my own solitude and existence. As I returned to photography, I felt I had to show I could produce work of good technical quality before I could move on to explore new ways of seeing with my camera. To learn from more experienced photographers and challenge myself, I put my images and stories up for constructive criticism in the Royal Photographic Society's landscape group. Members have been very generous, sometimes painfully honest, but always helping me get better at what I do. The editor of the Royal Photographic Society's landscape group got in touch with me and asked if I was happy for them to publish my piece Colori e Contori in Toscana in the magazine. In under 2 years, I had some recognition that I could produce technically good photographs and say something about myself and my photographs as I did so. But what is going on? Did I set off on this photography journey to get external validation that what I produce is good enough? I know I had an itch to scratch and set off to follow the urge and scratch and click. Validation at this level gives me some confidence to be braver and go further in expressing myself. Is my photography about creating meaning in my life and supporting the image and story I tell myself about myself? I can be honest and say I don't know. What is photography for me? For me, who am I? What is the meaning of my life? The project deliverables I propose are, the project methodology I propose is to read and research the issues relating to the role photography plays in relation to solitude and existence. Develop original and distinctive ways of expressing the ideas of solitude and existence in photographic form. Debate and investigate this subject with a wide range of opinion formers, including conversations with photographers such as Rohan Riley, Noah Clegg, and Mohammed Farid. Build a link between this project and the findings in my Masters in Cognitive and Decision Sciences. The deliverables will be a body of work in photographs and other media addressing the promise photography makes to assist us with all attributes of solitude and existence. Words to go with the photographs in the form of a book, a video and or a public exhibition. A presentation of my ideas explored either by exploring the theme with a group of people or a video piece of media for internet communication. A website with a number of elements from the work, including the photographs and words and presentation material. And of course, a conclusion. A professional photographer friend asked me recently, why bother with all this work? Why not just enjoy taking photographs like you seem to and leave it at that? Others, like here, think the answer to life can be found in a bottle of beer in the left hand and a cigarette in the right hand. I enjoy taking photographs, even when I don't get the results I set out for. I enjoyed my degree in mathematics at Liverpool University, and through life I've enjoyed taking on big problems and finding solutions. In my project, I intend to put real energy into exploring the questions raised in this presentation. To put my friend at ease, I informed him I also intend to enjoy doing it. I'd like to thank you all for listening and hope you enjoyed this presentation.